And now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to watch Fred Talks Fighting.
This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. Today, I'm very lucky to be joined by, once again, Peter Fury. So, Peter, thank you very much for coming on.
No problem, young man. A pleasure.
It looks like you've had a haircut there. Who gave you a haircut?
Yeah, probably about a short while ago. Somebody came down and cut it. They're not bad. They're good hairdresser.
Yeah, they look very good. I need to get my mum to give me one.
Yeah.
So there's lots. And everyone's got a lot of spare time at the moment. Do you know what I started watching? I started watching The Walking Dead. I know it's been around for a while. My mum got Amazon Prime, and now I started watching it. It's really good. But what are you watching at the moment, Peter?
I've been watching that Sons of Anarchy. That's very good.
Not really. What's that on?
It's on Netflix. It's a long series, but it's gripping. It's a good. You know, there's a lot of it's how real life is, and you know, it's a mixture. Obviously, it's exaggerated with the things they do, but it's a very good series, enjoyable. So I've been doing some chilling, and I've been watching that.
It sounds very nice. I'll have to check it out. I've got Netflix as well. So, Peter, let's talk about the boxing. Let's touch on the fights that happened just last weekend. I want to get your take, because you're an expert, and I want to get your take on the main event and then the judges. We'll start with the main event between Josh Warrington and Lara. What were your thoughts on that fight going into it?
I knew that was going to be a very tough fight as soon as the first bell went, because he was very relaxed. And Josh, you know, steamed across the ring, threw some punches, and it just didn't matter. He was just doing his own thing, the guy. So it was very impressive, and I thought it was a very good fight.
I mean, Lara's a puncher. I thought Josh had just the wrong game plan going into that. And it's good to say that Josh is now well and safe, and he only went hospital and nothing was wrong with him, which is good.
Yeah, they'll get a rematch, and you know, Josh has got to do what he does best. You know, he needs to give angles, plenty of feints, sharp punches, and keep turning him, because he's a big puncher. But I think in the rematch, they're going to have to get to grips, and, you know, he can't just dance around and keep off him, because he'll be all over him. So he just needs to gain his respect and then just vary his work up. There's a time to stand, there's a time to box, you know, and he just needs to vary his work like that. And I'm sure he should correct it. But he's definitely a major talent, the other kid. It was a good fight.
I think Eddie's signed him to Matchroom now. And you're a father of Hughie Fury. And Sean Hogan, or Hagen, I've never met him, I don't know how to say his name, but he received a lot of criticism because of not pulling Josh out of the corner. Say if that was Hughie in there, would you have kept him in, or would you have taken him out?
No, I'd have kept him in, because this is what fights are about. You can turn them around. But, you know, he was sent out to do exactly the same as what he was doing. You know, he should have been sent out to box. You know, that's what I mean. He should have been advised, look, you know, this kid can hurt you. You know, start boxing this kid, grab hold of him. Let's get through this next round. You know, that's just mess your way through it, you know, and spoil it, you know. Stop trying to fight back, get on your jab and move around. That's what he should have done.
And we kind of did see him recover until he got hit again and got knocked out. And then let's just touch on the co-main event between Zelfa Barrett and Kike Martinez. I mean, it's a big step up for Zelfa, but I feel ashamed that the judges, it kind of took a lot. It was a great fight, but the judges took a lot from it because of such bad decisions. My dad was watching, and my dad's not really a boxing fan. And I joked to him before saying, watch how they give it 8 rounds to Zelfa because the judges ain't great. And they gave it 7 rounds to him. And what are your thoughts on the judging?
I thought the judging was terrible. He definitely, I gave Zelfa Barrett the last 4 rounds, because when he did stand toe-to-toe and he put his punches together, it was nice to see. I think, you know, I'd favour Barrett to be winning that fight. But it was very, very close. If it went the other way, there couldn't have been an argument. You know, that's how close that fight was. But I did slightly edge it to Zelfa Barrett because of what he'd done in the last rounds. But he was so close. Definitely, the scoring's ridiculous.
It certainly is. And what do you think can be done about the judging? Because Eddie Hearn did a cracker at the British Board of Boxing, and I don't think they like that very much. What do you think can be done about it? Because it just seems to be happening too often now.
Well, it's nice to people to speak the truth, and he did. He stepped up to the plate and spoke the truth. There's no point being a pussy around all this, is there? You know, say what you think. And, because otherwise it'll stop other people from getting robbed. Look, these fighters, yeah, they do the best they can in our training camps. When you lose, you lose. You don't, when you're in this sport and you're in it properly and you want to win for the glory of it, you don't want to have a kind decision. You don't want to come out the ring and like me saying to my fighter, you've got that, but I thought you lost. That's the worst thing ever. So I'd rather lose straight out than have kind scorecards. Because who wants that? It's not what we're here for. It's not what the sport's about. It's about winning fair and square. And that's why you shake hands afterwards. That's why the fighters has got utmost respect for each other, because it's a proper, it's a noble sport, this is. It's not about the judges leaning towards the one side because they like that one better because they know that side, or they don't know the other side, or any little thing that can sway them. A judge is, for one thing, he's an impartial judge. That's what a judge is. He is there to sit on the fence. He's there to make a calculated decision. He's got to be not one way or the other. He's got to judge it properly. That's what judge means. So they need to stick to the name they're given and act that role out properly.
They certainly do. And I feel that it stops a lot of other fighters coming into the country, because when they hear about their fellow teammates getting robbed, they're not going to want to come and box here. They're stopping British boxing from growing as well. And that's why a lot of other fighters adopt the Kronk style and don't let it go in the judges' hands. And so,
well, we're even now, I say to Yui as well, let's always try and look for the knockout, because I don't trust it as it is myself when we're from here. So that's the way it is. Don't leave it to the judges' hands. We've been bitten here before. Try and get this fella out of here. So that's the mindset that I've got for my fighters. I'm not happy going to the scorecards because I don't really trust the decisions, because I see so much bullshit in it, and that's what happens. So that's the advice I give. Get them out of there.
That's a very good advice. And so let's just touch on the fights happening this weekend. I think this is actually a pretty good card. We'll start with the main event between David Avanesyan and Josh Kelly for the European title. This is a great fight. It's been announced for the third time. It's the third time lucky, third time's a charm. And what are your thoughts on this fight? Because it's an amazing fight.
I think it is. I'm looking forward to see the improvements in. My mind's going again. What's the names again?
David Avanesyan and Josh Kelly.
Josh Kelly, I've seen. Lovely, slick boxer. Just want to see a lot more aggression from him. Planting his punches. And really, taking it to the opponents a lot more. So listening to the interview, I listened to it the other day. It seems that that's exactly what they're going to do. So they've been working on good things. So I'm looking forward to see the improvements in him. Avanesyan, I've not seen. So I can't comment on it. I can't comment who's going to win this fight because I've not seen the opposition. So that's one I can't comment on. But I'm sure everybody's saying good things about Avanesyan. So I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm back home and I'm going to watch it.
And it's not pay-per-view either. And I think David Avanesyan, he gave Casanat, I don't know how this guys, it's a very long name again, but Casanachat's a very good fight, and Casanachat fought for Terence Crawford. He gave him a very good fight. And then what are your thoughts on the co-main event between Florian Marku and Ryan Charlton? Do you know anything about these two fighters?
Yeah, I do. I've seen both of them. I think this is a good 50-50 fight. I'm looking forward to see this as much as the main event, because both of them, yeah, I like the way they operate. Charlton can bang. He's got decent boxing ability as well. So I think he's a good fighter. I think my Florian Marku's a good fighter. So I'm excited to see this one. And I'm not sitting on the fence. I think this is a genuine 50-50 battle.
I mean, that's great. You finally have a card with two 50-50 fights. It's not often you get one 50-50.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when you've got opinions and they give you 50-50 fights, it shows just how good these fights are.
There's two great fights. And then last time we spoke with you, Huey was in camp training for the Marius Watts fight. He did a great performance, a nasty cut over his eye. He showed tremendous heart. But how's Huey doing in camp now? And do you have any possible fight dates coming up for him?
Yeah, Huey's due to fight the end of April. So he's in training camps now. We're setting up all the sparring for him. So that's where we are. No opponent's been listed as yet, but I'm sure he'll get a good opponent and he'll have a good fight.
And is any harder training under the COVID restrictions at all, like getting the right sparring in?
But we've got a private gym, so it doesn't matter. So we haven't got a gym that's open to the public. There's only like myself, Yui, Savannah, and Peter Clark is a strength and conditioner. So it's very like a private thing. So like I said, we're in training and everything's going good.
That sounds awesome. And we can't forget Savannah Marshall. I mean, last time we spoke, he said that there's a chance she might be fighting Clarissa Shields, but now Clarissa Shields got a great fight, number 1 and number 2. She's fighting Macy Takare, and that's a pay-per-view fight. And how's Clarissa doing in training? Sorry, how's Savannah doing in training? And do you have any possible fights coming for her?
Yeah, Savannah's fighting on the 10th of April. We're just formalising the opponent. We're just like she's going to get this fight, get another fight, hopefully, and then towards the end of the year, hopefully, we can get that big fight on. Well, that's one that everybody wants to see. So that's the plan.
That'll be a great unification fight. All right, Peter, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you're a very busy man. And where can people find you on social media at?
I'm on Instagram and I'm on Twitter, and that's it, really.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Peter. I really appreciate it.
No problem. All the best to you anyway.